Welcome back to my channel. Today in this video series I'm going to talk more about MultiSet SDK. Now how to use this MultiSet SDK we will learn in this video series. So first of all, let's go back to Google Chrome and then search multiset.ai. This is basically the website of MultiSet, and if we see here, there is a developer option and there is a SDK. So before going to SDK, we can go to the docs and go through the documentation as well as the SDK tab. Here in SDK tab we can see all the available MultiSet SDK options. So we have here Unity SDK, iOS native Android, WebXR, and a MetaQuest SDK. Right now, in order to use in this video series, I will mostly be talking about Unity SDK, how to use it. So before going further, if you want to understand like why we are using MultiSet SDK here, basically MultiSet offers one of the best and robust VPS system which we can use for any kind of AR experience in indoor or outdoor, such as indoor navigation or item placement in AR, as well as it also offers object tracking. So depending upon your use case, you can use any kind of feature from MultiSet. In this video I'll be mostly talking about how the Unity SDK integration can be done. Okay, since it is a Unity SDK, first of all you should be aware about Unity tool. If you are already a Unity developer, you might already have Unity installed in your system, but and then you can also skip this particular part. Here I will be talking about how the Unity installation will work, and then we will go step by step how we can integrate MultiSet SDK in an empty project or in an existing Unity project as well. Okay, so first of all we have to download the Unity editor. For that we will simply go ahead and type Unity 3D. Okay, go to unity.com, and first of all we can see like there is a download option. We simply click here and download. It will basically download Unity Hub, so I just click here and it will download Unity Hub for me. Okay, so let's get started. Let's install this Unity Hub. So now the Unity Hub is installed. Let's go and search Unity Hub, open it. Alright, so first of all it is asking me to sign in. I'll quickly go ahead and sign in. Alright, so I'm logged in. I can go back to Unity Hub. Alright, it is showing me the tutorials and all. Like now first of all, this is just an Unity Hub. Basically it will keep track of all your projects, you can have multiple Unity versions installed, right? So it will keep track of everything. First of all, it is asking like install a Unity editor, because Hub is not an editor, it is just a place where you can keep track of your projects, all the Unity versions and different resources basically, and also your license and all. So I don't want to install this one. I will go ahead and let me I can simply skip this installation. Agree. And now to install a fresh version, basically I would recommend to install the LTS version, basically long term. Wherever you see LTS means long term support, so I would say like you should install this one. Just click on the install button here. Now because for this tutorial I'll be mostly working for a iOS build, but SDK will also support in Android because it's a cross-platform support. So you can choose Android will support as well. For this video, I will simply just install the iOS build support, and I will click on install. But again, one more thing, like because we will be also doing some sort of a scripting, and for that we can use Visual Studio Code. So I will also check for this Visual Studio Code, because we also need an editor to write our code. Anyway, like we will be writing very less code in this particular video series, but let's install Visual Studio Code as well. I'll click continue, and here check this, and then hit install. Now this will take some time, because this might download a couple of GB of data. So let's wait until this downloads completes. So while this downloading is happening, let me show you one more thing. Like we can simply go ahead to the documentation of MultiSet SDK, which is here, like docs.multiset.ai, and we can go to our this particular part, the Unity SDK part. Now here, if we see, there are a couple of things, like in SDK, the main thing is like we need to authenticate first. Now how the authentication will be done? Basically we will need two things, client ID and client secret, which we can get it from developer portal. Okay, so I will link this URL in video description. You can go over this, but I will quickly talk about what exactly this is all about. So for example, I have in my previous video, if you see, I mapped this particular area, which we can see here. Right, so this is a room I just mapped using MultiSet application. Okay, now for example, the mapping is done using MultiSet application, MultiSet app, iOS app. I would like to use this map in my other application, right, which is maybe I already have a live application on App Store or Play Store, and I would like to provide my users a feature where like anyone can simply scan this particular map, and they should be able to localize and see content in AR. Okay, so in order to do that, what we need, like we will have to use MultiSet SDK, and how the SDK will know like this map belongs to us. In order to do that, we will need to create credentials. So basically there will be an authentication process, and once you are authenticated, you can localize with any of your map, right? So what we have to do, like first of all, I hope you are clear with this particular part, how this mapping is done. You can check out the previous videos where I have shown how the mapping process is done. It requires iPhone Pro models with a LiDAR scanner, and you can map any of your area. It can be indoor, it can be outdoor. Once you map, it will take some time to update the status as active, and if it is active, then you can localize that area. Okay, so this is the scanning mapping part. Now when I have to use this particular map in my other application using MultiSet SDK, to do that, what we have to do, we have to go to credentials, and we have to create a new credential. So for example, I will simply say like I'm using an application called university, right? So what I will be doing, so I'll be creating I'll give some name of the credential, and I'll create this thing. Now you notice like it is providing me a client ID and client secret, which is only visible once. So for this video purpose I'm creating a new credential which I will be deleting later on. So you can create your own credentials and just copy them or download it. So once we download it, it gives us a CSV file where we have the client ID, this one, and client secret. Alright, now we will need couple of things. Let's go back to the documentation. The SDK documentation. So the MultiSet Unity SDK provides flexible authentication options to integrate with your AR application. Authentication is required to access MultiSet services and can be configured either at design time or at runtime. So there are two ways. I mean, as I showed you, like we already got the client ID and client secret. Now I can either provide this before building up my application, or I can also provide it at runtime. Okay, now this documentation is basically talking about where exactly I have to put my credentials. So once we have the Unity installed and we import the SDK, I can guide you step by step how to pass those credentials, and how to do that at runtime is also given here. There are a couple of sample scenes like localization, single frame localization, model set tracking, navigation, training. Okay, and alright, now one more thing, like how do we know, or how do the SDK know like which particular map we have to localize with? So here is the map code comes in the frame. Basically we will need this particular map code, and we will be needing this map code and pass it to the map localization manager. So whenever we will localize in our SDK, this will be calling a API to localize that particular map using that particular map code. Okay, so we will basically need three things to localize a map, right? Basically this is a map code, client ID, this one, and a client secret. These three things we need to work with the MultiSet SDK. Alright, so let's see what is the status of Unity installation. It is almost done.